I mean, I don't want to... I'm saying this, but at the same time, I want to be harsh on Arsenal. But I have to say first, I thought Man United...
We'll come to Arsenal.
Man United deserved to win that game today. You know, they're better for me up front, they're better at the back. Everything in between didn't really matter. It's more about, you know, tippy-tappy football by Arsenal, going nowhere. That's why they have 60% of possession, but they went nowhere with it. Arsenal today border on being a joke for me. You turn up here, you're playing against a Man United team that's struggling because of their injuries. They're introducing young players. The confidence is low with some of the players. And you're thinking it's tailor-made for a proper team to come here and really do a number on a very understrength Man United. And they didn't. They didn't. And you're thinking next time out they go to Tottenham, what will Tottenham do to them? They have to go to Barcelona. By the 16th of March, they could be out of all competitions. This is an Arsenal team that you're saying a month ago, 6 weeks ago, were a real team. They didn't look at it. Arsene Wenger must be tearing his hair out. And there's a word I want to use, but I can't use it, which describes a lack of something that real players have. And this Arsenal team lack it in abundance. Just don't have it. None. And I'll stand on my head if they prove me wrong and go and win this league. Because that today was totally unacceptable. Can you imagine your team coming here and being rolled over like that?
Against that United side, I don't think it would have happened. Things that did happen also in my time. We lost here 6-1. You know, we were the wounded team when we came here and lost 6-1. They were not the wounded team. What I'm saying is that wasn't the performance of a team that wants to be champion. And we said it before, that's where, as an Arsenal fan myself, I was like, I'm looking at it. I'm not sure that team can be champion. Can you show me that you can be champion? And today, they didn't reassure me on anything. The only thing that's good is they're still in a title race. Other than that, today they were second best in everything. That was a really, really poor performance. But I will agree with Graeme. Don't take away anything from Marcus Rashford and Man United today. But come on, Arsenal had to do a bit more than that today, and they didn't.
How much damage does this do then, particularly mentally going forward for Arsenal?
Well, I think that's what it is. And maybe it doesn't do anything mentally for them because they don't show the personality that they should show out there. But, you know, what is it? 5 points. They're 5 points adrift. Is that massive? No, it's not massive in a Premier League title race. But they don't fill you with a performance like that. They don't fill you with any confidence that they can go anywhere away from home in this Premier League and go and get a result. Well, you would say so. I mean, if you're going to get beat. Everybody can accept that the way that it gets going, but not in the manner where there was nothing there. There was no energy, no enthusiasm, no willingness to work hard, either in possession or out of possession. No movement that's been synonymous with Arsenal. They had nothing really, and the scoreline says 3-2, and you're thinking people can make excuses. Well, maybe I would have done this, maybe I would have done that. You didn't deserve anything out of that game today.
Is it a say with Arsenal, this key period of the season, Arsene Wenger said the next few games absolutely crucial, that the key men in that side, when you look at the Ozils, Sanchez, Ramsey, are off form, if you like, at just the wrong time? Or is it more than that?
Form's one thing. I think what we're levelling at them here is a lack of willingness and an acceptance that you've got to go and you've got to produce a workmanlike, industrious performance. Close people down, track runners, stop people, work forwards, work backwards. That wasn't there today, and they've been allowed to be dominated by a Manchester United side that shouldn't dominate.
How do they find that, Graeme, then? When you talk about the games on the horizon, Spurs on it, how do you find that?
When you said... The question you asked David is a case of the big players going off the boil. I'll tell you what big players do. Big players make other players play. The big personalities, the big players, drag the lesser lights with them when things are going badly, when they're maybe lacking a wee bit of confidence. Who does that today for Arsenal? Where's the Tony Adams today? Where's the Thierry today, having a moan up at half-time when it's not going well? I can imagine that dressing room had been silent, sitting underneath us at half-time. I've been in dressing rooms, we've all been in dressing rooms where there's real people, digging other people out. I couldn't imagine that from that group of Arsenal players. And I think they play like that. And I said at the start of the programme, it worries me that Arsene continually talks about this team being mentally tough. And, we're together as a group and we've got this confidence now. It's as if they lack it and he's trying to persuade them that they really have it. And I think today showed you a great deal about Arsenal. You've been beaten by a very good team, best team around right now, Barcelona. I think it was a very predictable game when they played Barcelona. They stuck with Barcelona for an hour, or maybe even just less than that if you think the chances Barcelona just before half-time. And then they got rolled over when they couldn't do that press as aggressively as they could for the whole 90 minutes. And they got rolled over. That, for me, was a predictable result. I thought today they would come here with an opportunity to put a marker on the wall and say, we're back in this race. And they've come here today and they've been so insipid, they've been so weak and pussy-footed. All they've done today is said to the opposition, this team can be rolled over. And if I was an Arsenal supporter, I'd be so angry right now. And part of me, there's so much about Arsenal to like. There's so on equal measures, there's so much to dislike.
We go back to the same thing. I really thought, and I wanted Arsenal to come here and win well, to send a message to the rest of the guys that are fighting for the title. You need to learn how to win games when you are not on top of the game. You were talking about guys that are not on top of their form at the moment. You mentioned Ramsey, you mentioned maybe Ozil wasn't, although he scored and he had an assist. Alexis Sanchez, and I'm not going to name the whole squad, but can you manage to win without being on form?
Which Leicester did yesterday, and it sounds like Spurs. We haven't seen it, but it sounds like Spurs have done similar to that.
came on and scored the odd goal in the last minute. They did it, in all fairness, also with Welbeck the other day against Leicester. But you have to do that every single time. Can you, like Graeme said, turn and say to a guy, hey, today it's on you, but we're gonna defend or whatever it is. Can you make those guys play a bit better and win games when you're not on top of your form? And every time they're facing the wall, they cannot perform.
But is that what big players do?
Yes.
Big players don't always play well. What big players do, they motivate others round about them. Even when they're having an indifferent day, they will still motivate the weaker players. I don't see, I'm trying to think who in the Arsenal team, maybe Sanchez from last year would have fallen into that category. As I go through the team in my head, I can't see who else would be like that.
David, can you see them finding it in the next few weeks, finding the missing pieces, the desire to turn this round?
No, I can't, because you mentioned two teams there, Leicester, the season that they've had, and Tottenham, who I feel that have got the grasp there. They've got the fact that they can win the league and they want to go and win the league. I don't see Arsenal. I think they want to win the league, but they're not showing anything that says we are going to go and win it. And a team now, you know, with that 5-point gap, you're going to have to go 4 or 5 games on the spin and win them. Now, Manchester City are capable of doing it. Tottenham have done it. Leicester, they've had a little dip with the result at the Emirates, and they've bounced back. They got another home game in the midweek. It's going to be a tall order for Arsenal, a real tall order, because they've shown nothing there today that says we can do it.
The only positive point is that Arsenal are only 5 points away from the top of the league, and that is it. I wasn't sure that they could perform away from home. When I saw that United were not going to have a strong squad, I said, oh, maybe they have a chance to show something.
You also said they had to win.
No, they had to win.
But
you have to win all the time. But today, because of what happened with Leicester, because of what I thought that was going to happen at the Lane, and it did happen, they won, you had to win today. But also for yourself, can you win here? Can you win here? But now, how am I going to feel confident as an Arsenal fan when you're going to go at the Lane? When you're going to go at Goodison Park? When you're going to go at Upton Park? How am I going to feel confident? You're still in the title race. That's the only positive thing.
So you talk about the confidence being... They're vulnerable. They're not. They don't look like a confident group. And I come back to that with all the chat about it continually. They're a solid team. They're in it together. They're strong mentally. We won't be the only ones talking like this about this Arsenal performance. So tomorrow in the newspapers, on the television later tonight, whoever's talking about this Arsenal performance today will be critical. Now, tomorrow morning, be critical. The next day, it'll be critical. The radios, everyone will be critical of Arsenal. These players listen to that. And that's what makes Leicester players vulnerable. When things are not, I'm talking about that as well. When you're being criticised, you can become smaller and you go into your shell. And that's when you have to be big. You have to be brave, and you have to take that with a pinch of salt and charge on. Can this group do it? Because criticism's coming their way. Can they stand up and go beyond all that criticism and go out against Tottenham and turn them over next weekend? I doubt it, looking at them today.